May I please come in?
Please come.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Abhishek Kumar Chaturvedi.
Sir.
He can call you, address you as Abhishek?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just introduce yourself.
My name is Abhishek Chaturvedi. I was born in Bilaspur, Chhattisgarh. I did my schooling from Bilaspur till 12th standard. After finishing my schooling, I decided to go for engineering. Then I went to Chennai. I joined a private university, SRM University. I finished my
Which
engineering.
university?
SRM University
Okay.
in Chennai. So
What
after
does SRM stand for?
it's Sir Sri Rama Swami Memorial,
Okay.
the founder's father.
Okay.
So after finishing my graduation, I sat for placements in my college and I got a job offer, but right around my final year I decided that I want to go for civil services and first try this. So I had a chat with my parents and they told me that they have no problem with it. So I didn't take up my placement offer and I decided to come and
Where was the
start.
placement?
Cap Gemini, sir.
Cap?
Cap Gemini.
And why didn't you take it?
Sir, there were mostly two reasons. First was that a lot of my seniors, they said that once you go for placement, you start working, it will be very difficult to get out of that comfort zone. And this preparation requires a lot of rigorous studying. And
But why do you want to get out of your comfort zone? That's your core competency. You
Yes,
should
sir.
have stuck there.
Yes, sir.
So,
So at that point, I decided that I want to give my entire.
do you regret?
No, sir.
Okay. It's hard to understand why people like you,
Yes, sir.
highly qualified engineers,
Yes, sir.
do not want to pursue engineering as a career option. Why?
So it's not that, sir. The second reason why I didn't go for the job was that my job was not entirely related to my stream of graduation. So it was an IT job, and I am
But then
trained.
you could have sat for other placements. You could have looked for jobs otherwise.
I could have
elsewhere.
I could have tried, sir, but then the odds were almost as difficult as this examination, because my graduation is electrical and electronics engineering, and to get a job in that core field, I'm not saying I'm underqualified, but there are a lot other students from IITs who get priority in those placements, and I could have done that too, but it was a bit difficult at that point of time. And
So how much time did you spend in Chennai?
So almost 4 years.
4 years.
Yes, sir.
Picked up some Tamil.
Very little, sir. Very little.
Why?
Sir, my campus, the language which was spoken by everyone was English.
You must have
And-
gone out of campus.
Yes, sir.
You must
Yes,
have
sir,
gone
yes, sir.
out of campus.
Yes, sir. But in Chennai, sir, that's the thing about Chennai. Everyone, even the auto walas, speak English. So
You speak English, isn't it?
yes, sir.
So, unga pair enna?
Sorry.
Unga pair enna?
I'm sorry, sir. I don't catch that.
That's what's your name.
I'm sorry, sir.
Okay. Now, tell me, what's happening in Punjab?
Sir, in Punjab, recently the state has started cracking down on one Mr. Amit Pal Singh. There are people who say that he is a Khalistani militant
So
or.
he openly proclaims himself
Yes, sir.
as a pro-Khalistani.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
He speaks about Khalistan and he has given some statements that are against the state. So,
So he's a fugitive. He
He's a
hasn't been
fugitive.
He's a fugitive.
yes, sir.
So, should we be alarmed at the developments of the last 2 weeks?
We should be, sir, a little for sure.
Why there's no public support for Khalistan? So if somebody comes from Dubai and says a few things, why should we be worried?
So, I mean, so just because there is no public support visible at the moment, we shouldn't assume that there won't be any support in
Do you
future.
think there will be a revival of Khalistan agitation?
I don't believe so that they will revive, but there can be attempts made for their revival, and I think we should be on our guard to at least not let that happen.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And what is the reaction in the UK and Canada?
Sir, in UK and Canada, I read in the newspapers that there were people protesting in front of our embassies
Yeah.
with pro-Khalistani flags and banners,
Yeah.
and they were protesting against our crackdown on Amit Pal Singh. So maybe we should worry more about our people who are staying abroad, because people, when they are staying abroad, the state has no oversight on them, and they can mingle with people from other countries and pick up some radical ideas, and maybe that is what is happening in Canada and UK.
Mhm. So we've taken it up strongly with the governments, respective governments, UK,
Yes, sir.
Canada,
Yes, sir.
Australia.
Australia,
etc.
yes.
Should we do more?
No, sir. I think putting it strongly that we
This
don't.
is what we've done.
Yes, sir. I
So
think
that's
that
enough.
that is enough for now, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now tell me, how do you assess the situation in Kashmir?
So the situation in Kashmir, with what limited knowledge I have, I can say that things have improved over last few years, and especially after we split Ladakh, and now we have more focus on infrastructure development.
What did the government do
Yes, sir.
in respect to Kashmir,
So
Jammu and Kashmir?
in respect to Jammu and Kashmir, so first the state was converted into a union territory.
No, before that.
So we abrogated Article 370,
And another article.
Another Article 35. Sorry, sir.
That's true. That's true. Don't hesitate.
Yes, sir.
35A.
35A. Yes.
Okay. And now coming back to the original question, you
Yes, sir.
think there is peace, there is calm?
Yes, sir. There is peace and calm
So-
because we haven't had any reports of massive unrest like we used to see before.
Yeah, so things
So
are
things
much
have-
better.
things have improved, yes, sir.
And the number of terror incidents have also come down,
Yes, sir.
although they haven't disappeared, but they are much less.
They're much less, sir. Yes, sir.
So, is this the time to withdraw the army?
No, sir.
Why not? We'll have to do it someday.
But not now, sir, because I believe
No, why not now? Because you say, and I agree with you, that things have become better.
things have become better, sir. But I think this can also be a phase where they are just laying low for the government to get complacent.
So we
maybe.
don't know. We'll have to take that chance.
Yes, sir.
So as long as the army is there standing in front of every four houses, there's no peace. And this alienation is not going to disappear.
So I understand that, sir, but I feel it's too soon to withdraw army. I mean,
Okay,
we cannot take chances.
what else can the government do to restore complete normalcy?
So I think the government should. Government is actually doing a lot. Especially recently, we just opened up a new rail bridge linking the
So development
interior
works.
parts. Yes, sir. Development works. The people should feel that the state is working for them, and that should be visible
So how
development.
will the people feel when there's a soldier standing in front of my house?
So I think the soldiers and the people can also have. The army can do some initiatives where the people and
So it
soldiers
can become a peacekeeping force.
Yes, sir. Not exactly peacekeeping force. They are there for the protection of our country. Not.
Yeah.
We are there to protect them from Pakistan, China, not from themselves. Like, we need to tell the people that they are not the threat that we are here to fight. We are here to protect them. And Kashmir is still standing on a precarious ground, so we cannot completely withdraw army. Maybe reduce the numbers a little bit.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Abhishek,
Yes, sir.
speak for a minute on concept of justice.
Concept of justice. So, justice is said that it's the highest virtue, and in any society, if justice is not there, or if the people don't believe that justice is happening, the society can crumble quickly. On justice, we have debates of Plato, Aristotle, who talk about justice. They say that justice should be treating equals equally and unequals unequally. but with time we see more developments. The latest being John Rawls, who speaks of justice as fairness, and he also talks about a principle where we treat people who have less opportunities and who are underprivileged, we give them something from the people who are at the very top. The difference principle of John Rawls. And sorry sir, that's it.
Nothing else, Satya? Amartya Sen?
Amartya Sen, yes sir. Amartya Sen talks about justice as capacity building, letting people
Capacity or capability?
capability building, sir. Building their skills, helping them achieve their true potential.
And anything else you want to say about justice?
No, sir.
In the Constitution,
In the Constitution,
Indian Constitution, what does it say about justice?
so the preamble talks about that the state wishes to secure justice, social, economic, political, for the people of India.
Anything else in the Constitution about justice?
So I cannot think of anything. right
Okay, good. What is Chhattisgarh famous for? You come from Chhattisgarh.
Sir, Chhattisgarh is famous for its minerals. It is famous for its
Which mineral?
coal. We have bauxite. We are the only state who produces tin in India.
Tin.
We have iron ore of the finest quality in almost all over world in Bailadila in South Chhattisgarh. Then Chhattisgarh is famous for its forest resources. We have a very huge forest cover, and we also procure the minor forest produces from the tribals.
Which is the most dominant forestry there in the forest?
Sir, Sal, I believe, sir, but I'm not sure.
And then, so minerals. What is a mineral?
Sir, mineral is a substance, element which can be chemically processed. And
It is an element.
no, sir, not exactly element. Mineral can be a compound which is mixture of different substances brought together. They don't. Some minerals can exist out there, like coal, without
Does
any.
mineral have a definite chemical formula?
Yes, sir.
All minerals have chemical formula.
Yes, sir.
That's all. If some substance has a definite chemical formula, can we call it mineral?
No, sir. Minerals are those resources that can be used to make something.
For example, alcohol can be used. It has a chemical formula.
Yes, sir. But alcohol is not.
Is it a mineral?
Sir, it's not found naturally. Alcohol. we
So
need to-
natural finding is also a compulsory.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I will give a situation to you.
Sir.
Based on the situation, I will ask a question.
Sir.
So listen carefully.
Yes, sir.
There are 3 children. First child has made a flute and he doesn't know how to play it. Second child knows how to play it, but he doesn't know how to make it. There is a third child who is from economic weaker section. This child doesn't know how to make it or play it. But he says that this flute should be given to him so that he can use it as a toy. And second child says that no, since he only knows how to play it, so it is of no use to others, he should be given. First child says that since I have made it, it should be given, it should remain with me. So there is a dispute. They come to you. If you have to give to one of them, to whom would you like to give it? Which child?
Sir, I would give it to the second child who knows how to play it.
Okay, thank you. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Abhishek
Yes, sir.
Chaturvedi,
Yes, sir.
are you following the Russia-Ukraine war?
Yes, sir.
What do you think are the main causes of this war?
So the main causes of this war, I believe, is Ukraine posturing in a sense that they are going to join NATO, and that has not gone down well with the Russians. They believe
Why
it's,
did it not go down well with?
sir, if we go back few decades before the Soviet Union collapsed, Ukraine used to be a part of Russia, and the Russian borders were closer to
It was part of the Soviet Union.
Soviet Union. Yes, I'm
Okay.
sorry, Soviet Union, sir. So they were closer to the Western Europe, and their borders were a bit defendable. They had warm water ports. With the split of Soviet Union, Russia lost the access to those things. And
Is there any news about NATO in the papers now, 1 or 2 days?
sir, Finland joined NATO membership today.
Today.
So
So how many members now does NATO have?
31, sir.
Okay. The Russia-Ukraine war is impacting India's presidency of the G20.
Yes, sir.
How?
So because Russia as well as USA is part of G20, the entire G20 countries who come here for the summit, and they are fighting against each other in Europe. So it's difficult to get them to agree to certain things. And
When is the summit going to be held?
sir, I'm not sure of the date. It's either 8th or 9th September. In September.
Okay, in September. All right.
Yes, sir.
Now, the foreign ministers' meeting was held recently.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me some salient features of this meeting? The obstacles, the problems which arose?
So, in the meeting, mostly the discussions were to give minimum resistance to the trade that is happening worldwide, and they were trying to come to a consensus over the Ukraine conflict, but they couldn't come up with a shared statement. All the
Can you tell me
members.
some of the foreign ministers from other countries who attended this meeting?
So
Foreign
Mr.
Minister of China?
China, yes, sir, and Mr. Lavrov from.
Who was the foreign minister of China?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm forgetting the name.
Okay, and the foreign minister of Russia?
Sir, it's Mr. Sergey Lavrov.
Okay, Sergey.
Sergey Lavrov.
And for the United States?
So Mr. Antony Blinken.
All right. Now, turning to another subject,
Yes, sir.
what do you understand by the term Malabar Exercise?
So Malabar Exercise is it used to be a bilateral exercise between American Navy and the Indian Navy, but with time we have expanded into a military exercise of 4 countries, the Quad countries, and it's a naval exercise that.
Why is it
happens-
called the Malabar Exercise?
Sir, I don't know that, sir. I can make
And
a
where
guess.
is the next edition going to be held?
Sir, I'm not sure, sir, but I think
Okay.
Japan.
Japan? No, don't give
it
a
was a
wrong
guess,
guess.
sir.
No.
I'm
In
sorry.
Australia.
I'm
The
sorry.
Australian Prime Minister, when he visited India last month, made an announcement.
Yes, sir.
Now tell me, coming to India's neighborhood, what is BIMSTEC?
So BIMSTEC is a group of the Indian neighbors minus Pakistan.
Which
And,
neighbor? How many countries are members?
Sir, 8.
Are you sure?
No, sir, I'm not sure. Either 8 or 7, sir. I can
Ah,
try naming them.
there's 7. Now tell me
7.
which ones.
Sir, India, Bangladesh, Bhutan, and we have Myanmar. We have Sri Lanka, and I think
That's 5.
That's 5. We have Nepal as a member, and one more I'm missing.
Where does the tech, T, it originally represented after the countries?
Okay, sir. So T is Thailand.
Yes, obviously. So
Okay, sir.
that's. Now tell me, why is BIMSTEC important for India?
So BIMSTEC is important because all our neighbors are part of it, and it will help India to connect well with our neighbors, get a better rapport with them, and it will also help our trade relations with the eastern countries, the East Asian countries, because BIMSTEC or the Myanmar, Thailand route is seen as a gateway to the ASEAN countries. So we can work on that part as well. We can also help each other in sharing knowledge, research. and
You said all the
cybersecurity
countries, all India's neighbors
except
minus Pakistan.
Yes, sir.
What is meant by Pakistan's deep state?
Sir, deep state is a word which is used to describe a group of close, strong people who are actually calling the shots in Pakistan.
Like what?
Like its military heads and
Who heads the military?
so the general.
Who?
Sir, I'm sorry, I forgot.
You must be having a name.
So I knew Mr. Bajwa, but I think
No,
he is gone.
no.
He's gone now, so cannot recall the current.
Okay,
military
and who else? It's General Asim Munir. But tell me,
Yes, sir.
General Asim Munir is the chief of. And who else is part of the deep state, as you say?
Sir, I'm assuming some political leaders who are very strong and who might have some.
Is the ISI also part of it?
Yes, sir. ISI acts as a wing of.
What's the full form of the ISI?
Sir, I'm not sure.
Who heads the ISI?
Not sure, sir.
All right. Now, India and Pakistan are both members of the SCU.
Yes, sir.
What problems will we encounter as chairman of SCU because of Pakistan?
Sir, there's a agreement on anti-terrorism in SCO, among other things, and I think Pakistan.
Will Pakistan's Prime Minister attend?
Sir, he has not responded to the invitation yet. I think I've read about it on the newspapers a day.
What is your hunch? What is your understanding? What is your analysis?
Sir, I think he won't attend. He won't attend. Sir.
He won't attend.
Maybe a video conferencing, but I think he might attend if the Chinese and the Russians.
Tell me what is meant by the Abraham Accords?
Sir, Abraham Accords were signed between UAE and Israel, brokered by the Americans, and it helped them in establishing.
Signed between UAE and Israel?
Yes, sir.
Only?
Yes. Sir, I'm not sure. Maybe.
Was there another Arab country?
Sir, I'm not sure, sir. I can
Bahrain.
guess.
Bahrain also.
Okay,
now, how many Arab countries have normalized relations with Israel?
So I think Saudi Arabia has done so.
Has done so?
Or is planning to.
Saudi Arabia has normalized relations with Iran, with Israel.
Sir,
Where did you read that?
I think they are trying to do it.
They haven't done it.
They haven't done it. They will.
However, Saudi Arabia recently had a deal with Iran.
Yes, sir. Iran.
Tell me what was that deal?
Sir, it was another deal which was intended to normalize relations between these two countries. They were not having good relations in the past, and it was brokered by China, and it came out as a surprise to everyone.
But this is not the exact point.
Yes, sir.
It was not good relation. What exactly did the deal provide? Re-establishment of diplomatic relations.
Diplomatic relations.
Now, when were these relations broken off, and what had happened?
Sir, I cannot point to the year when it broke off, but they were fighting proxy wars in Yemen.
No. Something happened specific. You didn't
specific.
read about it.
No,
okay,
sir.
last question.
Yes, sir.
Did you follow the high-level visits to India which took place last month? Some prime ministers visited.
So the Australian PM visited India,
Okay,
and Japanese PM also visited India.
Which one was the most important visit? The Italian also.
Yes,
Which
sir.
was the most important?
So among these three,
yes.
So among these three, I would say Japanese visit.
Why?
So because Japanese, we are already a part of Quad, and Japanese also offer a
So is
official.
Australia. Australia is also part of Quad.
Yes, sir. Australia is also part of Quad, but the Japanese offer us official development assistance, and they've been assisting us in development works in the Northeast, in the bullet train project, and they've been a more reliable and old partner of India than the Australians have.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Abhishek Chaturvedi,
Sir.
you have interest in football.
Yes, sir.
So, do you keep track of what is happening?
Sir, I used to, sir, but I still do, sir.
You do?
I watch
Now,
Premier League sometimes.
Next World Cup is going to be very different from the last year's World Cup.
Yes, sir.
In what respect?
So more number of teams are being called now to.
How many numbers of teams?
Sir, I'm not sure of the exact figure. I think it's
48.
48 more groups. 48. Is.
So, having so many large number of matches, some of them not really world class, do you think it will be good for the World Cup?
I think, sir, in the longer run, yes, but in the initial couple of World Cups that are about to follow, it might not be that good.
Why it will not be that good and why it will be in the long term? Give me one reason.
Sir, it will be not good now because the players are not accustomed to playing matches without recovering, and the matches are going to be scheduled quite frequently. What might happen is the quality of players may decline, the teams may call in extra substitutes who are not on par with the standards of playing in a World Cup. So I think the entertainment side of it, the football's technical side of football, what we actually enjoy in the game might
and
decline.
Why is it good? Why is it good decision?
So because ultimately, so sports, the more we play, the more we get out of it, and I think we will have more number of viewers around the world. Football is already the most popular sport.
But if you see the last World Cup, some of the underdog teams, they performed very well. So on what basis you are saying that if we get more teams from Asia or Africa, they won't perform?
No, sir, they can perform, but maybe in the initial years they won't. But yes, sure, they will perform, and it is a platform for them to showcase what they can actually do, because when the number of teams were less, the World Cup was mostly a European affair, but now it can actually go global with more number of teams coming on board.
India has been undertaking a lot of reform in our armed forces.
Yes, sir.
Tell us briefly some of the major reforms undertaken.
So the first reform that I can think of is the appointment of Chief of Defence Staff to have a better coordination among the different wings, the Army, Navy and Air Force. The other reform that I can think of is introduction of the Agni Veer scheme, where we have very fresh.
It's called Agni Veer or Agnipath?
Agnipath, sir. The people who join are called Agni.
So second that. And what else?
Yes, sir. So we are also planning of creating theatre commands in the future.
Okay.
And we've been studying that for a while now, and I think it has not happened yet, but I think it will happen pretty soon. And
what else?
And so we have a tri forces unit in Andaman and Nicobars.
Okay. So, what about women? Women also entering in big way?
Yes, sir.
That's also a reform.
Yes,
You
sir.
talked about this theaterization. What is the main aim of this theaterization? Why are we undertaking this? Not every country has this theaterization. Only few, handful of them have. Why are we having it?
Sir, I think it is to optimally use our resources, because we have challenges from all sides of our borders, and our army is heavily skewed towards our northern borders. So maybe theaterization will help us in using the right amount of resources that is required to tackle
But
one.
the Air Force is very opposed to it.
Yes, sir.
Why is it?
So they think their the power to make their own decisions might go away, because the army is also ordering attack helicopters, and maybe in future army might have its own fighter planes. The Navy already has its own. So the Air Force is thinking they are merging.
Now, last question I'll ask you. India-US relationship.
Yes, sir.
Very good. But what is the 2 or 3 major challenges?
Major challenges. Okay, so major challenge is to keep America at an arm's length, not be a very good friend of America. I mean, I've read somewhere that they say that it's not good to be America's enemy, but even bad to be America's friend. And we've seen what happened in Pakistan.
You believe in that?
Sir, I'm not learned enough to believe in that. I've just
Okay. Second.
But second, sir, is that we should understand why America is coming closer to us. Maybe it is to counter the Chinese expansion in the Indo-Pacific, or maybe to access markets in Central Asia through India. For whatever reason, we should be wary of that.
So that's
we should
second
try to
challenge. Third challenge?
Third challenge, so I think we should focus on de-dollarization as we are doing now, and coming closer with America, we should be aware that we don't end up trading in dollar again. There are some moves that have...
Okay, suppose you are appointed the ambassador of India to US.
Yes, sir.
What would you do to end this perception that it is not good to get too close to America? What would you suggest?
So I would suggest to have some initiatives between the two countries that can bring the cultures closer, because we already talk about both countries being democracy, both countries being partners for a long time. So we already have close relations. We have many of our Indians who are working in America, so we have that kind of relation, but we are still not seen as equals in USA. So I don't think that we can be good friends until and unless we are equals. They may always look down on us. So I think the best thing is to get our own house in order first, and then think about friendship.
Thank you. Thank you very much.